So you still feel his presence?
Oh yeah, I talked to my mom, my dad, Matthew.
When Friends first aired, nobody could have guessed that Chandler Bing and Monica Geller's on-screen love story would steal the spotlight. Fans were convinced their chemistry had to be real. But in reality, Matthew Perry and Courteney Cox shared a bond far deeper than romance. They were true friends. Off-screen, their connection remained strictly platonic but no less special. Following Perry's heartbreaking passing in October 2023, Cox has finally opened up about their friendship. What she revealed about their relationship and the person Matthew Perry truly was might just surprise you. Join us as we uncover what she had to say, but for that, let's start from the very beginning. Before they were friends, Courteney and Matthew's early days. Before she became Monica Geller, Courteney Cox was already a rising star. Born in Birmingham, Alabama, Cox initially pursued architecture at Mount Vernon College before switching gears to modeling and acting. Her first big break came when she starred in Bruce Springsteen's iconic music video for Dancing in the Dark. From there, she landed roles in popular shows like Family Ties and Misfits of Science. By the early 90s, Cox was making waves in Hollywood, known for her beauty, charm, and comedic timing. But despite her growing success, she hadn't yet found the role that would define her career. Matthew Perry, on the other hand, had a passion for comedy from a young age. Born in Massachusetts and raised in Canada, he was a nationally ranked tennis player before switching his focus to acting. Perry made guest appearances on shows like Growing Pains and Beverly Hills 90210 before starring in short-lived sitcoms. While he was undoubtedly talented, he too was searching for a breakthrough. Everything changed in 1994. Both actors were cast in a little NBC sitcom about six friends navigating life in New York City. Cox was initially offered the role of Rachel Green but felt she was better suited to play Monica Geller. Perry, with his sharp wit and impeccable comedic timing, landed the role of Chandler Bing. It was a pairing that seemed ordinary at first, but the chemistry between them, both on and off screen, was undeniable. As the world came to know Monica and Chandler, Cox and Perry's lives transformed forever. Little did they know, they were about to embark on a journey that would cement their names in television history. Matthew Perry and Courteney Cox, an unspoken connection on screen, Chandler and Monica's love story felt real. But off-screen, Perry and Cox's relationship was a different kind of special. They were close friends, sharing moments of laughter and support throughout their years on Friends. However, for Perry, the bond may have gone deeper. A 2019 report revealed that Perry had feelings for Cox that extended beyond friendship. Matthew's always been in love with her, a source told Us Weekly. Even after the show ended, those feelings lingered. Despite his affection, their relationship remained platonic, shaped by mutual respect and professional boundaries. While Perry's love for Cox remained unspoken publicly, his personal life saw its share of high-profile relationships. He dated Julia Roberts, who guest-starred on Friends, and later had a long-term relationship with Lizzie Kaplan. Most recently, Perry was engaged to literary manager Molly Hurwitz, but the engagement ended in 2021. Reflecting on the breakup, Perry simply said, "Sometimes things just don't work out." Despite his romantic struggles, Perry's connection with Cox stayed strong. Their friendship, like the show they starred in, stood the test of time. Speaking of which, did you know that Courteney Cox always believed in Matthew Perry, even when he faced some of the toughest moments in his life? Courteney Cox's optimism about Matthew Perry's future. Their bond, forged during their years together on Friends, went beyond their on-screen roles as Chandler Bing and Monica Geller. In Friends: The Reunion, Perry didn't speak much about his feelings for Cox, but he opened up about the immense pressure he faced as an actor. "I felt like I was going to die if the audience didn't laugh," Perry admitted during the special. Cox later reflected on this, offering insight into Perry's struggles. "That's a lot to think how much he relied on that for his own self-worth," she said during a 2022 interview. Despite his personal battles, Cox remained hopeful about Perry's future. She believed in his strength and resilience, sharing, "He's just struggled for a while. I think he's doing great now." Perry himself had spoken openly about his fight with addiction, even making light of how it intersected with his time on the show. "I married Monica and got driven back to the treatment center," he once told the New York Times. This honesty highlighted the challenges he faced, but also the support he received from those around him. Now Cox wasn't just a passive observer during these moments. She stood by Perry and encouraged him. In turn, Perry was also there for her when she faced challenges in her own life. After her 2015 breakup with musician Johnny McDade, Perry was reportedly the first person to reach out. His gesture showed how much he valued their friendship, even when they both faced personal struggles. Mutual admiration and on-screen chemistry. Courteney Cox and Matthew Perry's relationship was always rooted in mutual respect and admiration. While Perry's romantic feelings for Cox were never mutual, their friendship and professional chemistry were undeniable. Perry once joked about this dynamic in a tweet after Cox appeared on his show Go On in 2013. "She is fantastic, obviously, and my desire to show off in front of her is back in full swing," he wrote. Cox reciprocated the sentiment when Perry guest-starred on her show Cougar Town a year later. "It's so great to work with him. He's so sweet," she said during an interview with Conan O'Brien. She also reflected on how Perry shaped her comedic style during their Friends years. "When I worked with him on Friends, he literally gave me my personality for 10 years, Cox shared, adding that she considered him a comic genius and credited him for teaching her valuable lessons about timing and humor. Their admiration wasn't just professional. They supported each other emotionally, too. Perry described Cox as cripplingly beautiful in his memoir, Friends, Lovers, and the Big Terrible Thing. His admiration for her went beyond her physical beauty. He appreciated her kindness, her talent, and the genuine care she showed him throughout their friendship. The unplanned romance between Chandler and Monica. Did you know that the on-screen romance between Chandler and Monica wasn't part of the original plan for Friends? Initially, the writers didn't envision the two characters as a couple, but something about their chemistry stood out. According to writer-producer Scott Silvery, the idea first came up during the Season 2 episode, the one where Ross finds out, when Monica helped Chandler with a workout. "There was a really fun dynamic between the two of them," Silvery said, hinting at what was to come. The writers decided to explore this dynamic further in Season 4, when Monica and Chandler unexpectedly hooked up during Ross's wedding in London. At first, the storyline was meant to be temporary. However, the audience's reaction convinced the creators to make it a central arc. Even Cox and Perry had initial reservations about how their characters' relationship would play out, but their performances silenced any doubts. The chemistry they brought to the screen made Chandler and Monica's love story one of the most beloved aspects of the show. Behind the scenes, their friendship was just as strong. Perry's feelings for Cox likely added depth to their on-screen relationship, but their real-life bond never crossed the line into romance. This balance between personal and professional connection made their portrayal of Chandler and Monica all the more authentic. A friendship that stood the test of time. Off-screen, Courteney Cox and Matthew Perry's bond remained unshakable. They shared a unique connection that went beyond their time on Friends. Cox often took to social media to share moments with Perry, giving fans a glimpse of their enduring friendship. Their support for one another was mutual. When Perry released his memoir in 2022, Cox was one of his biggest cheerleaders. She posted a photo of herself reading the book and wrote, "So proud of my friend at Matty Perry 4 for writing this brave book and for making the New York Times bestsellers list 4 weeks in a row." Perry's vulnerability in his memoir resonated deeply with fans and friends alike, showcasing his ability to connect with others through honesty. In his memoir, Perry didn't hold back in expressing his love and gratitude for Cox. He thanked her for making America think that someone so beautiful would marry a guy like me. He also revealed how emotional he felt during the taping of Friends, the reunion. "I sobbed more than any of them," he admitted, reflecting on the deep bond he shared with his castmates. You see, their friendship wasn't just about grand gestures or public displays of affection. It was rooted in the small, meaningful moments that defined their connection. Whether it was Perry offering support during Cox's tough times, or Cox celebrating Perry's achievements, their friendship was a source of comfort and strength, standing the test of time through life's highs and lows. Tragically, the world lost Perry far too soon, leaving a void in the hearts of those who knew and loved him. Matthew Perry's tragic passing. Matthew Perry, best known for his role as Chandler Bing on Friends, tragically passed away on October 28, 2023, at the age of 54. He was found unresponsive in his hot tub at his Los Angeles home and was pronounced dead later that afternoon. This news shocked fans and friends around the world, who mourned the loss of the beloved actor. Following an investigation, it was revealed that Perry's death was caused by the acute effects of ketamine, along with contributing factors like buprenorphine, coronary artery disease, and drowning. Ketamine, a drug commonly used in certain therapies, led to a dangerous combination of cardiovascular overstimulation and respiratory depression. The Los Angeles County Department of Medical Examiner explained that the ketamine's impact on Perry's heart was worsened by his underlying coronary artery disease. It's also believed that the effects of the drug caused him to lose consciousness, leading to his drowning. At the time of his death, Perry had been receiving ketamine-assisted therapy to treat anxiety. However, the report clarified that the therapy itself could not have been the cause, as the ketamine used during these sessions would have left his system long before his passing. His death sparked questions about how Perry accessed such a large amount of the drug. Matthew Perry's battle and the aftermath. Matthew Perry was always open about his struggles with addiction and the toll it took on his life. He dedicated much of his later years to helping others facing similar battles. In a 2022 interview, Perry expressed his hope that his legacy would focus on his advocacy rather than his fame. "When I die, I don't want friends to be the first thing that's mentioned. I want helping others to be the first thing that's mentioned," he said. His commitment to this mission inspired the creation of a sober living facility for men, and eventually the Matthew Perry Foundation, which was established after his death to support those dealing with addiction. However, Perry's death revealed a darker side to his fight. Investigations uncovered a network of individuals who took advantage of his vulnerability. 5 people, including Perry's live-in assistant and 2 doctors, were charged for their involvement in providing him with ketamine, which contributed to his relapse. U.S. Attorney Martin Estrada described these individuals as unscrupulous doctors who saw Perry as a way to make quick money. Text messages between the accused revealed their disregard for Perry's well-being, with one message reading, "Let's find out how much this moron will pay." Despite these tragic circumstances, Perry's legacy endures. His work on Friends brought joy to millions, and his efforts to support those struggling with addiction left a lasting impact. Through the darkness of exploitation and loss, the light of Matthew Perry's impact continues to shine. His friends and co-stars, especially Courteney Cox, have kept his memory alive with heartfelt tributes and shared moments of love and gratitude. Courteney Cox's heartfelt tribute. After Matthew Perry's passing, his close friend and Friends co-star Courteney Cox shared a touching tribute. Taking to Instagram, she wrote, "I am so grateful for every moment I had with you, Maddie, and I miss you every day." Her words captured the depth of their friendship, which had endured long after Friends ended. Cox shared a fond memory from their time on the show. She explained that Chandler and Monica's love story was never meant to be more than a one-night fling. But when the audience reacted so positively, the writers decided to turn it into a major storyline. Cox revealed that Perry often whispered funny lines to her before scenes, adding, "He was funny and he was kind." She accompanied her post with a clip of the iconic scene where Chandler and Monica's relationship is revealed to the audience. Her tribute wasn't just a reflection of their professional partnership, but also of their deep bond as friends. Perry's humor, kindness, and vulnerability had left a lasting impression on Cox, who cherished every moment they shared. Courteney Cox feels Matthew Perry's presence. Even after his tragic passing, Courteney Cox believes Matthew Perry is still with her. In an interview with CBS Sunday Morning in May 2024, she shared how much she continues to feel connected to him. Reflecting on their years working together, Cox described Perry as probably one of the funniest human beings in the world. She added, "He is genuinely a huge heart, obviously struggled. I'm so thankful I got to work so closely with him for so many years. He visits me a lot, if we believe in that." Cox, a self-described spiritual person, opened up about her ongoing connection with loved ones she has lost, including her parents and Perry. "I talked to my mom, my dad, Matthew," she said. "I feel like there are a lot of people that I think guide us. I sense Matthew's around for sure." Her belief in Perry's presence highlights the profound impact he had on her life, both as a co-star and as a friend. That month also marked the 20th anniversary of Friends' iconic finale, The Last One. Cox commemorated the milestone on Instagram, sharing how emotional the cast was during those final moments. "I don't know how we were able to act through all the tears, forever grateful," she wrote, showing that even years later her connection to Perry and their time on the show remained strong, honoring Matthew Perry's legacy. Matthew Perry's passing on October 28, 2023, left a void in the lives of those who knew and loved him. The actor, who had long struggled with addiction, was found unresponsive in the hot tub of his Los Angeles home. According to the autopsy, his death was accidental and caused by the acute effects of ketamine. Other factors included buprenorphine, a drug used to treat opioid addiction, coronary artery disease, and drowning. Following his death, Perry's Friends co-stars, including Cox, Jennifer Aniston, David Schwimmer, Lisa Kudrow, and Matt LeBlanc, came together to release a heartfelt statement. "We are all so utterly devastated by the loss of Matthew. We were more than just castmates, we are a family," they shared. Cox honored him individually on Instagram with a touching memory from the show. She posted an outtake from the scene where Chandler and Monica's one-night stand is revealed to the audience. Chandler and Monica were supposed to have a one-night fling in London, but because of the audience's reaction, it became the beginning of their love story, she wrote. She also recalled how Perry would often whisper funny lines to her before filming, adding, "He was funny and he was kind." Perry's mother, Suzanne Morrison, also reflected on their last moments together. She revealed how Perry seemed to have a premonition about his death. "He came up to me and he said, 'I love you so much and I'm so happy to be with you now.' It was almost as though it was a premonition or something," she said, noting how rare such heartfelt conversations had become in recent years. Courteney Cox reflects on Friends' legacy and Monica's timeless charm. "It's hard to believe that Friends first aired 30 years ago. For Courteney Cox, who brought Monica Geller to life, the show's legacy feels like a whirlwind." During a star-studded event in Malibu, Cox shared her thoughts on the sitcom that remains a cultural icon. "Time goes so fast, it's insane," Cox remarked. Reflecting on her younger self, she added, "We used to say, 'I can't wait for this month,' or 'It feels like forever.' I'd never say that line now." For Cox, Monica Geller is more than just a character. She's alive in the hearts of fans across generations. With a touch of humor, Cox declared, "Monica is alive and well. Are you kidding?" Even though Cox hasn't watched an episode of Friends in a while, whenever she stumbles upon it, she's drawn in. "That show is incredible," she said. "Every joke holds up. All the characters are just so amazing, and we had the best writers in the world. I'm lucky it continues through all the generations." Fans may dream of a reboot, but Cox doesn't think it's likely. "It's hard to redo anything, especially with this group," she said. To her, the magic of Friends is irreplaceable. As Cox reflects on Friends' 30-year milestone, her memories of the show and its cast shine brightly. Whether it's Monica's obsessive charm or the warmth of her friendships, the legacy of Friends is a reminder of the magic they created together and the bonds that endured long after the cameras stopped rolling. What do you think made Monica and Chandler's love story so unforgettable? Do you have a favorite scene that still makes you laugh, or perhaps one that always brings tears to your eyes? Share your thoughts in the comments below and don't forget to subscribe for more such stories.